And that band's it's not even together anymore. They don't call it the Daylights.
You gotta hold it closer. Look how big that is.
That's a fun day.
That was fun. I liked it.
Favorite part?
I liked it.
Favorite part?
Catching versus fishing.
I like that.
What about when you were taking all the knots out of mine?
We caught a lot of trees. Oh
Knots
my
are
goodness.
lower.
What does Father's Day mean to you guys? Like when I say Father's Day, what does that bring up for you all?
Father's Day for me is a little weird.
Yeah?
I lost my dad to cancer when I was 11, and so and then I'm not a father, so that day's always kind of filled with I guess memories.
Yeah.
And, but good memories, and so but it's always a weird day for me to kind of navigate and figure out what I want it to be. So I usually try to do something that day that I think my dad would do with me.
Yeah.
So
For me, Father's Day is like, how did I do this year? It's me taking account of how I did this year as a dad, and I think of my kids and how did I do spending time with them and imagining what they felt like that time felt like for them. So, and it's usually ends up being, I wish I'd spent more time with my kids this year, and what do I want to do with the kids that is more intentional and it's going to create memories and how do I invest in them?
Our youngest is graduating from high school, from Bozeman High School, and going to be heading off to college. So all of our kids are going to be out of the home.
Yeah.
And so kind of in the same way, Brandon, it's this Father's Day, even thinking about it coming up, has been really reflective for me. And I think one of the things that I've learned when I just look at myself is I'm way more aware of the things that I didn't do as a dad or what I wished I would have done as a dad. But it was actually really cool because Carmen is such an encourager in my life, but she was just like, it's not over, Bob. It's not over.
Yes.
You know, it's like they're out of the house, but maybe they're moving back in. I don't know. But that it's not over, you know, and that was super encouraging to me, and it just made me always think about something. Is whenever I do like pre-marriage counseling with young couples, you know, I talk about the 5th commandment to honor your father and your mother, and I always just tell them, I don't know anything about your parents probably, but what I do believe is probably true is they did the best that they could with what they knew to do. So would you go thank them? Well, you know, would you just promise me that you'd thank them for what they did? Because I don't think I'm alone in just being more aware of the things that we wished we'd done differently. And so, and I think about that for my own dad as well. You know, I mean, I just have so many great memories, but I also know that there's things that he wished that he would have been able to do or would have done more.
I live in that same tension as well, right? Both my kids at birth adopted, and so like they have birth dads that they don't have a lot of contact with.
Yeah,
And so
right.
it's super challenging, and like I feel the tension around that
Right.
every single Father's Day. Lori feels that around Mother's Day as well, and we know lots of people who feel, obviously, right? Even around this table, we just feel a lot of tension around it. There's also a lot of joy for me, and I know for you guys, there's a bunch of joy too. Like joy in raising my kids. Like I love my kids.
Yeah.
They are so challenging, but man, they make life so great.
Yeah.
And then I learned that from my dad. I feel really privileged and blessed. Like my dad, I would say, is one of my best friends.
Yeah.
And
Love that.
and my grandfather was one of my best friends. He was in ministry, so we'd go to the donut shop, see all the old guys, and talk to them, check in on them, make sure he was doing a good job, and then we'd hop in the truck and head off to whatever lake we were fishing. And so I have all these rich memories
Yes.
of fatherhood, which is also challenging to me, right? Like you touched on, Brandon. I mean, like what's the legacy we're leaving? I think fathers leave an impressionable mark upon their children. And I think we have a great responsibility to our kids. Oftentimes it shapes how they even view God, right? Which I feel like this heaviness about, honestly, when I'm thinking about raising my own kids. And so it's a time of tension, Father's Day. It's a time of joy. And it's a time of challenge,